Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys how I would use MyFitnessPal to track your calories. Right, so for breakfast today, I'm going to have a bagel with some of this seafood stuff and some butter. So I know I'm going to have like 5 grams of butter because I've measured it before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan this. I'm going to have the seafood cocktail on top. So this is 270 grams. So what I would do is I would just round it up to 300 grams. So I would say this is 300 grams. And then each time I use it, I'd probably use about one third. So I know that it's roughly around 100 grams. Now, obviously it's not an exact science, but you don't need to worry about that. And then bagels, again, I'm gonna scan this and obviously I'm just gonna have one bagel. So I'll show you how to record that in the app in a second. So here's the app. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add a food. We're gonna add a breakfast. Now instead of pressing search, which you can just search for it up here, you can press the barcode. And let's scan the bagel first. So we got the bagel, so one bagel, 225 calories. We're gonna press yes. We're gonna add food again, press the barcode. We're gonna add our seafood cocktail. Right, so it says 100 gram, 197 calories. So I already told you that because I know that this is 270, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have about 1/3. So I'm gonna leave it in there. Now, if you're not sure, it's better to overestimate than underestimate. So that way you definitely stay under your calories if you're trying to cut and reduce. So we've got the wholemeal bagel and the seafood cocktail in there. Now we just need the butter. So press add food. Scan again. We're gonna hit the barcode. Right, so this is saying 10 grams. I'm probably not gonna use 10 grams, but we're gonna use less than 10 grams. So I'm not gonna say half, I'm not gonna say 5, I'm gonna say 7 grams-ish. So we're gonna put in there 2/3, which is gonna be about what, 66%, right? And then add. So this is gonna be my breakfast, 471 calories, bagel, 100 gram of the seafood cocktail and butter. So that's how I would track like ready meals, and I'm going to show you in a second how to track like cooked foods or foods that you've already made as well. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to track a meal, like a cooked meal, that's one that's already been made. So my mom made some chili yesterday with some rice, so I'm going to show you how I would track that. So what you're going to do is you're going to need a pair of weighing scales, turn it on, and what you do is you put your plate on first, hit the reset button, and that brings it to 0. Then when I add my food in, so I'm going to add the rice in next, we're going to know how much that rice is going to weigh, right? So I just put how much rice I wanted. So we know that it's like 182 grams. So that's our rice. So I just made a little mistake. What I should have done was, once I put the rice on the plate, I should have hit the reset button again, and that would have brought it to 0. Then when you put your chili on top, then you know how much chili you've got. But I didn't, so now I'm gonna have to use my brain and do some maths. So I know that I had 180 gram of rice, so now it's 390. So I know that, simple maths, it was 210 grams of mince. Now, whatever you're using, meat substitute, mince, whatever, depending on if you made homemade sauce or not. So if you've made homemade sauce with tomatoes and like kidney beans, then I would say you don't need to add any additional calories. You don't need to change it too much. But if you've added in like dolmio sauce or something that has additional calories in it, you will need to change it. So what I would say is, I would say that like 2/3 of this is going to be your meat or your meat substitute, and the rest, the kidney beans and the sauce, is going to add up the additional amount. So that's kind of roughly how you would gauge how much meat versus how much sauce is in a ready-made like chili, for example. So yeah, so that's that. Right, so I just put some veggies on here just to illustrate that I wouldn't track the veggies. So you don't need to weigh your vegetables. For me, they're free foods. They're not going to be too calorific. Obviously, depending on how if you cook them in butter with you know, seasonings and stuff, then you might want to add additional calories. But for me, I'm not going to track my veggies. So I just wanted to mention that the veggies going on there. I probably will put some sour cream on here. If I put a tablespoon of sour cream, I'll track that, I'll log that. But obviously this is gonna go in the microwave before I put anything else on it. So just to say, yeah, that is how you would track a ready cooked food. And then last but not least, I want to tell you how to track non-cooked food, for example, pasta. Again, it's just a guessing game. It's just like your best guess always. It's just a guesstimate. So if this pack is 500 grams, I would say roughly in that bag, there is just over 100 grams, or it's, you know, it's 1/5 of a full bag, you know. So that's really like how I would guess that, right? So I would say that's probably about 125 grams, 150 grams of pasta total. You know what, just for jokes, let's see what my, if my estimation skills, how they are. So I'm saying 150. With the packet, remember, that's come out at, well, I did say 125, remember? So that's come out at, yeah, 133 grams. So yeah, so just by eyeballing the pack and guessing that that's about 1/5 full, you can tell, and then you're gonna be like there or thereabouts. And as I said, it's not an exact science, so you don't need to be too finicky with this. You just eyeball like, okay, right, I know that's half a bag of pasta, I'm gonna use half that bag when you pour it in, so you know that's gonna be like 150 grams, 100 grams of pasta. As I said, if you're not sure, overestimate rather than underestimate, but that's how you would track how much pasta you're using or non-cooked food you're using. And remember, when you put it in the app, select the cooked or non-cooked variation depending on what you're tracking, all right? So when I put in how much rice I've had, obviously the rice is cooked. How much rice, then I'm gonna say that, you know, that's cooked rice, 180 grams, as opposed to 180 grams of non-cooked, which is gonna obviously be more calorific because it hasn't absorbed water yet, so it's gonna be a lot heavier. So that's how you track using the MyFitnessPal app. Oh yeah. Say bye. I'll give you another one. Yeah. Don't hate.